Hi everyone, thanks for your great engagement this week. We have completed week one by learning the basics of HTML, and including we talked about anatomy, links, tables, forms, and semantic HTML. We also created a HTML structure for your online portfolio. This module is different because all activities help to build the final product, which is your research digital profile. And creating a website from scratch can be a little bit overwhelming, but if we follow all activities step by step, I'm sure we will create a nice portfolio at the end. And this week, we explored HTML, the universal markup language for the web. You practice formatting text, editing images, creating links, building tables, and a little bit more. You also set up a Visual Studio Code page and your developing folder. I hope you find it useful. And just one short tip when working on your About section, think about your audience. Use clear language that people outside your research area will understand. Your portfolio should showcase your skills and your experience to expand your network and collaboration. So let's review this week activities. Now that we discuss HTML structure, let's start summarizing the most common elements. So we started with headings and headings in HTML work just like those in newspapers, helping to structure content. There are 6 heading elements ranging from the large H1 for main titles to the smallest H6 for subheadings. The other element we discussed was div, which is short for division. This is like a container which we use to group some elements, organize your content on the web page. It really helps to structure your HTML by wrapping text, images, links, or other elements together. And using div elements makes your code more organized and easier to style with CSS, which we'll discuss in week 2. You will use them frequently when building your portfolio. And so far, we have worked with text elements, but what if you want to add images as well? And we talked about images. So we use IMG tag, and which allowed you to do that. And 2 important things with that is that IMG tag is self-closed, so it doesn't have a separate closing tag, and it requires CRC attributes which specify the image source, like your path to your folder or URL. The CR value should be the local file pathway like we discussed, or just hosted something online, so you link it. To ensure your page layer remains stable, always think about specifying the width and height attributes for your image. This helps to space it nicely and load it on your page. So sometimes it can shrink. So just remember about using these attributes. What happens with browser? It loads the full size while uploading it. So it's nice to work on your resizing your picture before uploading it. Using alternative text for your messages, because it will work really well with screen readers. It will describe an image to visually impaired users, and also it will help browser to display text if the image fails to load. It's just easy. You use ALT inside your image tag. And make sure your image are stored in the same folder as your HTML file, so the portfolio can easily find it is the same portfolio folder. And use clear descriptive ALT text, which will improve both accessibility and user experience. We learn about creating clickable links using the element, and For example, if you want to link to your LinkedIn page or some other website, and the graph attributes specify the destination of your page. And also we use the target blank attribute to open a link in a new tab. So you want to make sure that users still have the direct link to your page, that it's not distracted or directed somewhere else. And how to add links to our images. We wrap the image element inside a tag and then link it. We can also link between pages within the same website. And we suggested to use IDs to navigate within a single page. We added ID attributes to our headings, paragraphs, and we use a element to add links, taking a user to these elements with defined by us IDs. So, for example, headings 1 ID top, and it will, we can say top of the page, and then we add a element taking us to hash top that element. So it really helps users to jump to different sections of the page. We also discuss how comments can help you organize your code and provide explanations. Um, so browser ignores comments. You just use bracket, exclamation mark, and then put your comments there, and again close it. And anything inside will be ignored by the browser, and it's very easy to use it for just for yourself to remember what this part is about, to explain this section as a code. Temporary disable codes too, you don't want to delete it, but you put it in the comment section and you can activate it later, and also just of some notes for the future. But if you want to see the comments, you can actually try by yourself, right click on the web page, click inspect, and check the HTML to check what other people were using. And the last comment from me will be about common semantic HTML elements. In this program of week 1, we mentioned header, where we put our introduction elements of the page like logo, headings, navigation. Navigation, nav, holds navigation links which we want to include for easy access of our page. We had sections where we can group content together. There's also article if you want to introduce some blog posts. Can be also a site which can store additional content like sidebars or promos. And footer contains contact info, copyright, or useful links. But why do we use semantic HTML? Well, first of all, it really helps with screen readers and accessibility of your page. Also, it helps with search engines to understand a page structure much better. And also, it helps with reading the code. It makes your page easier to maintain. Next step will be styling your structure, your HTML page with CSS, and it will really improve the design. Let me know if you need help with anything. Always connect with through our discussions. And quick reminder, HTML elements usually have opening and closing tags, but don't forget to close them, but not all of them. Some of them, like BR, which allows you to organize breaks, they don't need a closing tags. Also pay attention to lowercase and uppercase letters, as they all matter in future tasks. So this week you also shared your HTML structure, and great job. Keep sending them forward, and this module is about completing each activity one by one. They are linked, so if you still need to work on your HTML structure in week 2, that's still fine. Just keep sharing it and we'll comment on it. And it's not too late to post. I'll be also checking everything this weekend. Next week, we'll dive into CSS to style your portfolio. And I hope you will be very creative. So take it slow and steady. See you in week 2. All the best from me.